Whoa, 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 whoa!
You okay there, Tim?
Oh, yeah, I just was tired of using that ladder.
Wilson, I love that part. So Wilson was played by Earl Hindman, who couldn't be here because he's doing a play in New York City. He was one of my favorite characters on the show, really one of my favorite actors, and certainly one of my favorite friends. You know, he lived next door to us for 8 years, but, you know, I gotta say, I just never saw enough of the guy.
Tim, you growing a beard?
What do you think?
Well, I'm not sure. I could never understand why a man would want to hide his face. There was a time when I thought my extensive research into ancient tribal cultures, obscure scientific data, the thoughts of great philosophers would never come in handy. Then you moved in. Well, Tim, I'm reminded of what Aristotle said about Plato.
Keep the lid on tight, otherwise it'll all dry out. That's what I tell Mark.
I like to create, Wilson. Everything I do, I want to make bigger and better.
Well, Tim, this obsessive desire to create partly happens because men feel inferior to women. It's because we can't bear children.
I don't mind the boys that much.
Wilson, you're not making me feel any better.
Well, excuse me. Why do I always have to be Santa's little helper?
Well,
I mean, I have wants, I have needs, I have issues, but does anyone ever come to the fence and say, Wilson, do you have a problem? I mean, no, it's just me. Tim?
Wilson, you up?
I am now.
Have you ever had a real annoying neighbor?
Tim, is this a trick question?
I sure miss you, Earl. I really do. Wilson often quoted philosopher Joseph Campbell, who said, "Before you can create, you must destroy." I've tried to live by that.
That's good advice. I'll give you more good advice. Always think safety when working with a spinning lathe. You notice I didn't wear a necktie. We got a lot of letters about this. You want nothing hanging out and no loose clothing. Possibility. Let me finish. Sometimes you...
The mouse goes in the little door here and gets...
Presto, you walk through and door shuts.
Mr. Ship!
Al, I was going to get to that. You want to set your laminate securely on your shimmies front and back?
what is this thing on your head?
It's a little piece of table.
Do you think you should go to the emergency room?
I was just there. They said I wasn't a priority.
Why? Was there a guy with a whole table stuck to his head?
Ow! Tim, oh,
It's a little weak here. You want to avoid this area, too.
Are you all right? Well, look out! Tim, your foot! Don't hit the brake!
VH1's taking you on an unforgettable journey through time. 100 greatest songs of the last 25 years, all next week, starts tomorrow. And see, now you have an excuse to bring back your mullet.
Kiss me before I get rigor mortis. It just caused rigor mortis in a fashion.
It's being called the tabloid era.
Shouldn't you guys be out killing a princess somewhere? Yeah, we did that already.
When even mainstream news media are out hunting for hot stories about today.
In the nation is not an epidemic to me. It's a problem, clearly, because it happened 12 times. It's certainly not an epidemic.